Hey everyone. Hello. Welcome to the LovenStamps studio. I'm so excited to be back with you all. We are here for episode 538 of Maker Mornings with Meg, which is a lot. I'm Meg, in case you hadn't figured that out, and I am excited to share a project with you today. So it's been a little while. I was out of town for a spring break trip, and we were in Zion National Park. We did some backpacking, slept out with the wilderness permit, did some camping, so forth. We did rock climbing, we did canyoneering, we did all of the amazing fun outdoor things. So today's card is kind of a tribute to those things. We're featuring the online exclusive Mixed Media Florals stamp. So it is this pretty one right here, and it has these gorgeous papers here associated with it. So lots and lots of really pretty opportunities. Now, if you missed this one, first of all, let me show you this border paper here. This is a really cool one. It's one of the papers in this set. This was actually part of the online exclusives release that Stampin' Up! Did in January. So I've started marking my pieces here so that I can remember where they came out. But if you're not checking the online shop, you're definitely going to want to do that because there are really great things that come out every 2 months. There's a whole new set, and so the next set will be in May. Demonstrators can pre-order as of today, but the next set will come out in May, and this one is from January. It's a really beautiful set, and there's a link in the video description that makes it really easy to find exactly where those things are in the online shop. So with that, today is a fun-filled card. It is a stair step overlay, and don't worry, you don't have to climb any stairs, nor do you have to take any steps to make it a contrast to doing things in Zion. But anyway, yeah, be sure and say hi if you're here. Hey, Lori. Hey, Tanya. I'm so happy to be back with you all. I'm going to switch our camera over, and here we go. So. All right, so we have a couple things for this card. I'm going to set this aside for right now because we're going to do a little bit of online or hybrid embossing folder action here to make our greeting for this card. And we're going to go ahead and start with our card base for this. So like I said, we're going to use Mixed Media Florals as our stamp set. And I have a piece of cardstock here that is scored for this card base. And it is scored, it's actually a little bit smaller than usual. So it's 5.5 inches by 8 inches. And you're gonna score it, we'll kind of go this direction, at 1 inch and 2 inches. This is gonna make the front little stair step. And then at 5 inches, which is gonna divide the rest of the card in half. So 1, 2, 5, pretty simple. And then I'm just gonna start here with our, I'm gonna use a bone folder. I know you guys aren't used to seeing me do that, but I'm gonna get this nice and creased here. And I'm just going to do zigzag folds back and forth on those score lines. Now this is thick basic white cardstock, and it is in the online store. There's some discussion about the basic white not being available, but I just looked this morning and it is. So anyway, you're going to make the this stair step setup like this. And before you put the next layer, the overlay layer on, I'm going to recommend going and adding in a piece of designer series paper. So this one is, let's see, I think it's about 2 3/4 inches by 2 3/4 inches by 5.5 inches. So it's going to fit right across here. And I'm going to pop this one on with some multi-purpose liquid glue. As you guys know, my favorite. And I'm going to position it so that it gives me just a little bit of white at the top there. I kind of like having that little edge piece right there, that little extra frame to kind of set off our color from the background. Okay, so we've got this so far. Then we're going to take the overlay part and we're going to put this on. So this is just basic black cardstock, and this is 3 1/4 by 8.5, and you're going to score it in half at 4 1/4. And this is going to fit over our card like this. Now, just think about where the adhesive goes for this. You're going to put some in the middle. Be very careful not to get it too high here because you don't want it to end up sealing your card shut. And then a little bit back here where you're going to have this piece attached, okay? Now, my favorite way to assemble this is to go ahead and close this because you want to make sure that it fits in an envelope, that it folds flat correctly, And so I'm going to hold it all tight, and then I'm going to slide this on and kind of center it. And I'm going to butt up my edge right here, okay? So now, and since it's all folded, I know it's going to fit flat into its envelope where it belongs. And so now, give it a couple seconds. I do find that multi-purpose liquid glue bonds better if you sing a little song in this spot. So feel free to sing a little song, da da da. Just kidding, you don't have to sing. No singing is required. All right, but you do have to give it a couple seconds to grab. It doesn't grab instantly. It does grab very strongly. So there is our piece there. All right, so now we have a piece of the Mixed Media Florals Designer Series paper. This paper is gorgeous. I have a couple other samples of this card to show you that I made as part of my Maker Club, the one that I do with my friend Lindsay Mann from Edmonton. And we're going to, I'll show you those. And I really love this peach stripe paper here, but I like the floral side too. So this is 3x4, and I'm going to pop it on here like this. All right, now we need a greeting and a focal point image for the card. So up to this point, this is a really great card that you could go lots of ways with it, right? You could put all kinds of greetings on here in different ways. You could put all kinds of focal point images on here. You could change out the papers and so forth, colors of your cardstock, but this is a really good basic card. So we're gonna make the version of this here with Mixed Media Florals. So I'm gonna pull in another piece of the basic white cardstock, and we're going to use this daisy image right here. I like to remember to put my stamps down and pick them up with my block so that everything gets on there straight, especially when I'm going to use a die to cut this out. I want to make sure I don't get anything turned or tweaked or, you know, out of alignment between our stamps and our die. And when I have a big stamp like this, I often like to ink it upside down. So there is our tuxedo ink here, memento. And I'm gonna pop a little edge. I've been using this scratch paper for a while, clearly. I'm gonna pop a little, let's see, so someplace I have inky fingers, clearly. I'll turn this over. And I'm gonna pop this scratch paper underneath here so that I can go ahead and stamp our floral image. All right, so we've got our really pretty image here. Okay, if you guys are here, make sure you say hi. I'm back. Are you guys back? Now we're gonna go ahead and take one of our Stampin' Blends. This is Peach Pie, which is a great match for the backgrounds here. This is one of the continuing in colors. So this is your reminder that if you are looking for the retiring in colors, they're about to become not available. So Boho Blue, Wild Wheat, Moody Mauve, Pebble Path, and Copper Clay. Those ones are going away. So don't forget to pick up your cardstock and reinkers and all those things. And I'm gonna do just a really simple amount of coloring on this. I'm just gonna use the bullet tip here, and I'm gonna do some little stippling on those dots that are part of the flowers. Oh, hi Unica. Let's see, you are already in summertime. We're not in summertime, we are in springtime. So our schools get, like, most schools get a break sometime in March as like a spring break, and then we don't get out until the end of May, so. Oh, hi Jill, hi Terry. Okay, thanks guys, I feel better. Anyway, we have our dots here, and I really like using the stipple brush, or the narrow end of our piece here, because I feel like I get a little bit finer control when I just want a little bit of stippling. Now you can totally color this whole thing if you want to, and if you want I can show you the colored version of it, but I'm not gonna color this one. I'm gonna go ahead and take this now and do a little die cutting. The reason I'm not coloring this is because there is a lot of color on our card here. So these papers are very busy and very colorful, very bright saturation. And so we have black and white cardstock on here, and our black and white die cut is going to play off of that black and white effect, okay? So you guys can tell me what you think here. Pardon me for one, join me as we go to my die cut machine. And I'm gonna pop this on here and go ahead and die cut this. Now I might have made it a little bit too long, so we're gonna have to fix that, I think, but not a big deal. You can always make things long or shorter. Just sometimes it's tricky to make them longer. There's ways, we have ways. All right. So we're going to go ahead and take this and put this here on the front of our card. Now, I can't do the whole thing because it's going to overlap the top and then it'll be wider than our envelope. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and put this on here, and I'm going to use a couple of Stampin' Dimensionals. And okay, withhold your judgment on the black and white coloring yet. Oh, hey Tanya, Sue said, oh, that's weird. She can't comment. Hi, Sue. Sorry that you're having trouble. That's very bizarre. I wonder if that's why we're down comments today over what we usually see. Oh, Facebook. All right, I'm looking for my scissors here. And so now what I'm going to do is go ahead and trim off that little bottom. I always find it easiest to trim from the back side so you can see what's going on and get nice and close. And there we have our element. Now we need a greeting for the front of this. And so we're going to go ahead and bring in our embossing folder now. So this is our hybrid embossing folder. And hybrid, it's Thoughtful Moments here. This is one of my very favorites for adding dimensional greetings, die cut dimensional greetings. So it die cuts them and embosses them. And I'm going to teach you, if you haven't learned it, how to add a cool extra color bonus to these. So be sure to, definitely check this one out. So what we're going to do is we are going to start off by inking this side of our embossing folder. And I just realized that my brayer is across the room. And now I've got it in my hand. So link is in the video description for all our supplies, of course. And here we have our Calypso Coral ink pad. And so what I'm going to do is ink up my brayer. Remember to ink by only pushing forward and then picking up and pushing forward again. You can also do backwards. But in other words, don't just do this, because if you think about it, you're only inking like a centimeter of your brayer, and we want the whole thing inked. Okay. Then when you go to use it, put your feet up. It's a lot easier when the feet are up to keep from getting the feet caught up in what you're doing. And I'm gonna, sorry, I'm off screen. Ink this up again, and you're going to just keep inking and brayering until you have your folder completely inked. Now, if you forget which side of the folder you're trying to ink to get this technique to work, remember that is almost always the side with the Stampin' Up! Logo on it that you're trying to ink, okay? All right, and you can usually see, I don't know if you guys can see very well, but I can see pretty well that it's covered. Then remember to turn your brayer with the point side down so that you can just lay it on your table. I know, isn't that glorious? And have it not get ink everywhere. All right, now I'm gonna pop the die in. It will snap in so it won't slip anymore. And then we're gonna take this and pop a piece of cardstock on. Very, very important. When you put your cardstock in, it cannot be in the hinge of your folder or it will break your folder, okay? You don't have to like raise your hand or if you've ever had that terrible experience, but yeah, remember not to put your cardstock all the way into the hinge. So I'm just gonna hold this in place, and here we go. Bring you with me again to our embossing station. Okay, so for this, when you're using a hybrid embossing folder, you're going to use plate number 1, which is the thick plate. If you have a hinge plate system that you're using, it's going to be the plate with all the hinges open, just everything laid out so it's as narrow as it can be. Then you're going to put your die and your cardstock. The Smart Money says hinge first, and then you're going to put specialty plate or plate number 4, which can be gray. It could also be clear blue if you have one from a different sort of time period. And you're going to crank that baby through, and I'll bring this back and show you what we get on the other side. So here is our folder with our die cut words, and they have, I didn't get a ton of ink on there, but you can see just a little bit of ink around the edges of our words, which gives it just a little bit of extra definition on our embossing. So really, really kind of pretty. You can also do them without the extra ink. You don't have to ink the folder. You can also, we did Calypso Coral on Calypso Coral cardstock. You can also use different, not matched colors. And then when I'm done with them, I just pop them into extra clear envelopes because then they're really easy. So this is white with, gosh, I'm not sure what color that was. I don't know. I'm really not sure. Lost Lagoon, I think. Then here is another version of Calypso Coral where I got more ink on the cards or on the folder when I inked it. You can kind of see how that goes. But then you'll have whatever you need. So often I don't even make another. If I have a color combination that I'm happy, then I'll just go ahead and use it again. Or pull it out from my stock. All right. So we'll do Thinking of You on this one, and I'm gonna go ahead and pop this here on the side, and I'll show you another version of this card where I covered up this little flower, but I feel like, tell me what you guys think, I feel like I need to add some color to this flower here. So because I have this little dot colored, and this one's not covered up by my greeting, I'm gonna go ahead and take my peach pie again, and add some dots to this one also. There, now they're a little bit equivalent, okay? So you can kind of see. Now we need bling on this card, so not to worry, we have that. So in the Mixed Media Florals Suite are these low profile dots, which are what they say. They're not super bumpy, they're pretty flat. Hey Lori, yes, I mean, it's a beautiful stamp set actually, and there's a zillion things you can do with it. I actually have a whole bunch of cards to show you with this stamp set, so make sure you stay tuned for that at the end. But these are low profile dots. They're a little bit skinnier than a lot of the dots that we have, so less likely to incur an extra cost if you're trying to make sure your card's not too thick. Now this particular card might be pretty close because we're gonna put our dots right here. We're just gonna maximize things. And we want to, because everything's folded right here at the bottom, this one might be a little thicker than the US postage limit for that 1/4 inch flat or regular letter card size. Anyway, all right, so now we've got a couple of our little gold pieces. I'm gonna put one more on here just for kicks, and to tie it to the background. There we go. And I really like my embellishments to help us like draw our eye toward the greeting and so forth. And so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna place those there in that spot. So there is that card. Now we're also gonna stamp on the inside of our card. And so let's do that. And we're gonna stamp our envelope because, I mean, that's what we do, right? We stamp all the things. I used to say, I haven't said this for a long time, but I used to say, if it doesn't move, stamp it. And if it moves, stamp faster. So anyway, here we're gonna go ahead and open this up, and I'm gonna hold it in place so it doesn't shift. It's kind of safer to do this part of the stamping before you put your card together, but now that gives us an extra little image on the inside of our card. And then I'm gonna take this here and stamp on our envelope too, and I'm going to give it a little bit of a different angle there. All right, so we have that there on our envelope, okay? All right, so this is our first version of our card. So this is the one with the Thinking of You, and then I have another one here that says hello. It has a little darker ink on the greeting part there. So there's sort of another fun version of it. And you can see what I mean here. This floral was covered up, so I didn't need to, sorry about that. This floral was covered up, so I didn't need to ink the floral topper there, the center of that floral. All right, so there's that one. But I have some more versions to show you. Now the next two cards that I'm going to show you are very similar to these. They use the same suite, but instead of using the designer series paper, they feature the Memories and More card pack. And I have this right here to show you. The Memories and More card pack for these is a lot of fun. And one of the things that I offer, I had this coming up just the other day. A stamper was like, I want to do more things, Meg. I want to do more things with you. And so I suggested looking at the Maker Club. I do the Maker Club with my friend Lindsay Mann in Edmonton, and it is a combination of Maker Mornings with Meg and her popular video series, which is called Why Did I Buy This? Where she kind of reminds you, like, this is what you meant to do with that thing that you've gotten. And so the idea of the Maker Club is to remind you what you need from all of what you wanted to do with all those fun things that you have in your collection. But then it also is to give samplers and ideas for the samplers of all kinds of things. And we sometimes feature the online exclusive suites, we feature other things, but every month you get a product sampler in the mail, kind of a small one. The cost is, okay, I should know how much it is. Hold on a second, this is so embarrassing. So there's a link in the video description, and the cost is $28 a month US. If you're joining in Canada, you can do that too from the same form. You'll be getting your packages from Lindsay instead of from me. But anyone is welcome to do this. You can sign up. If you're a demonstrator, you can join us. If you are a stamper who wants more ideas, you can join us. But there is an exclusive Facebook community, which is really fun, and the set of goodies that come to you in the mail every month. So these are the Memories and More cards. Okay, they are 3x4 and 4x6. There are also sheets of cardstock weight stickers that come in here. And so these are two of the cards that I made last month for that for our Maker Club exclusive video. So there's also like a tutorial series that goes along with those. Hey, Joan. And here are those two cards. Okay, so you can see this is a 3x4 card. This is from an ephemera pack that we also included a sampler of in the kit last month. And this is a piece of the designer series paper. Kind of same thing here. This is that one that I showed you that I loved. And so the Maker Club is a really fun way to get a whole bunch of things as like samplers, so that you can see, see the products and feel them and know like, oh, I might want more of that. So those are two projects from that. Okay, other mixed media projects. Oh, actually, I have a couple more from that. So this is another project from last month, a simple note card here. Using the same pieces. Here is another card that I did for the Maker Club. So this was a Maker Club exclusive. You can see the pieces here and how it comes together, but a little bit of tag to tuck in there, little heartfelt thanks greeting. And actually our Maker Club session for March is meeting tomorrow. So if you can attend in person as a Maker Club member, you're welcome to do that. If you, in person on Zoom. If you can't, then we have replays available and you can chime in afterwards. So if you're really, really excited about like, what is this Maker Club thing, Meg, and how did I miss it? Well, it's been going on for a year. So if you missed it, it's probably because I haven't been doing a great job of talking about it lately, and I'm sorry for having you miss that. But if you want to jump in for Maker Club, these are last month's things. So we have a whole new set of goodies available that are in the mail or received by our Maker Club people already. If you wanted to join for this month, you can jump on, fill out the form today so that we can get you billed and so forth, and then know that your Maker kit will just come a little bit later. So anyway, not to worry. You don't need your things to be having fun on the Zoom or watching the replay. So you'll just need the kit so that you can make the fun things later. All right, so this card is made by Natalie Travis. It is a reverse panel fold, really simple here. And I love that Natalie used this 3x4 piece of designer series paper here on the front. So this is Mixed Media Florals too. This one is a really pretty card by Linda Bowen, and Linda colored the other image. Where's Mixed Florals? So she used the tulips here and did coloring on there, and I think you can probably see the shine on there. She used Wink of Stella to cover those tulips, or they're probably tulips, right? A little bit too wide for snowdrops. Anyway, crocuses maybe, all our springtime flowers. This card is by Ann Clemmer, and Ann used that tulip there too, and then that arch die set to make the fun background. This card is by Susan Elise Morton, and Susan did somewhat similar, and you could use the same technique that Susan did here. You could color the background of this blue to make the white and the black stand out, but I really like that effect on here. This is the plaster embossing folder background, is a really pretty one too. And then this last card is from Amy Story, and Amy did pretty coloring on these, so Black Eyed Susans, and then this is the gingham ribbon that we have right now, so not to be overlooked for sure. And then you can see these low profile dots here. This black and white paper in the background, this is the one of the reverse sides of the Mixed Media Florals. So the back sides of these have a lot of black and white designs too, which mean you can leave them black and white, or you could brayer them. Remember our brayer that we used our embossing folder? You could brayer them to make this like a pink and black if you wanted to. Light pink and black are beautiful colors, pretty in pink or whatnot. So good things to use there. But whatever you do, remember to stamp inside your card and stamp on your envelope. Let's see, anything else that I'm missing? If you haven't ordered from me before, if you've ordered from me before and you've been getting card kits to go, you know that each month you get 2 of the technique cards that I put in there. So they're kind of like a cardstock sampler, because I always include a quarter sheet of cardstock along with the label on here, so you can kind of see. If you don't have all the Stampin' Up! Cardstock colors, then you're going to get a sampling of these, and you can refer and see what colors you might want more of. But these card inserts I put into the card kits to go. So if your order with me is $60 or more, you're going to get 2 of these for 2 different cards, and you're going to get those card kits to make those 2 cards. They are Storybook Moments cards this month, so keep an eye out for that. More information is available and the link in the video description, whether you're watching live on Facebook or as a replay on YouTube or Facebook. That information is all there. So we're getting close to the end of March, so don't forget to get your orders in if you want to make sure that you get those kits for this month. The bonus that I have for you this month is with your $60 order, you also get the Creative Stamping Collective 12 project. I think I put 10 someplace, but it's 12 projects. PDF and video tutorial for more Storybook Moments projects. So you're going to want to check those out for sure. All right, I think that covers us for now. That is a lot of information, but some really fun cards. And I am really excited to be back with you all after a week off. And I look forward to kind of hearing what you guys have been up to too. So I hope if your spring break is going on now, you're having a good one. If it's over, that you enjoyed it, found it relaxing. But either way, I'm happy to be getting back to card making and sharing projects with you guys. So I'll be back on Thursday with another episode of Maker Mornings with Meg. I have a Storybook Moments project to share with you that is a fun fold card and a really clever but super easy one, actually. I think you guys are going to like it. And then, yeah, that'll be our Thursday for Maker Mornings with Meg. So yay. Thanks, Lori. I'm glad you guys are having fun with this. So have a great day. Happy stamping. And I'll see you guys on Thursday.